My father had been exiled to Siberia for life, but history was changing his sentence. Russia was in its third year of a bloody war against Germany. The Tsar had lost so many men that he needed even his enemies to fight for him. But my father wasn't good enough. My father robbed banks to raise money for the outlawed Bolshevik party. His favorite alias was Koba. He hunted during the day, and at night he played cards with cutthroats and thieves. Our people were starving. They blamed the Tsar.
Beginning in 1914, World War I consumed Europe in killing and destruction. For the Western powers, the war was hell. For the Russian army, it was pure hell, 20 times over. Sent to fight without food, without ammunition, sometimes even without weapons, the demoralized soldiers were a human sacrifice to the war gods, offered up by a corrupt imperialist ruler, Russia's Tsar Nicholas II. At home, the Tsar urged his subjects to work harder, eat less, support the doomed war effort. By 1917, the Russian people were tired of the war, tired of starving, and tired of their Tsar. In February of that year, a public demonstration for a higher bread ration escalated into a popular rebellion. Tsar Nicholas was overthrown and imprisoned. A new government came to power. They promised democratic elections, new freedoms, equal rights for women.
A revolution belongs to the people. I propose to defend it against any attack, whether from the left or from the right.
Russia's flirt with democracy would be short-lived. In Switzerland, an exiled Russian named Vladimir Lenin was planning his own revolution, based on the writings of the German philosopher Karl Marx. Living in 19th century England, Marx witnessed firsthand the growing disparity between the rich and the poor. He predicted that the inequities of the capitalist system would inspire a spontaneous revolution of the modern working class, the proletariat. Capitalism would be replaced by a system of social and economic equality called communism.
We declare openly that our ends can only be achieved by the forcible overthrow of all social conditions.
Lenin interpreted Marx's beliefs with religious and violent fervor. He returned to Russia to lead a group called the Bolsheviks and condemn the new government.
They imagine that serious political questions are decided by voting. As a matter of fact, they are decided by class war.
In October 1917, Lenin launched his revolution and seized control of Russia. He and his band of comrades then set about establishing their workers' paradise, the modern Soviet socialist state. Bank accounts and personal property were confiscated. Private fields became collectivized farms. Stores and businesses were surrendered to the state. Lenin was intolerant of dissent and totally ruthless. Arrest without charge, imprisonment without trial, disappearance without explanation. All became routine.
Workers, sailors, I thank you for overthrowing the Tsar, but the Great War still continues. Did you overthrow the Tsar to continue his bloody war?
No!
Did you overthrow the Tsar so the peasants would remain landless? overthrow the Tsar so the workers and their families would continue to starve? No! The people demand peace? No! The people demand bread? No! The people demand land? No! Forward to the unfinished revolution! The proletarian revolution!
It took the Bolsheviks 6 more months to finish the revolution and set up a communist government. No one was allowed to own anything. The Tsar and his family were executed. And a new war broke out. Civil War.
Look at you, an army commander.
Look at you, Commissar for Nationalities, chosen by Lenin himself.
Klin Voroshilov, this is Nadia Aloluyev, Sergei's daughter.
You have your mother's eyes.
The Bolshevik aristocrat, huh? Filipov, Kavelenko, Tsarist officers.
Yes.
Do you trust them? Trotsky does, do you?
Trotsky's war commissar, and he's the commander of the Red Army.
You disagree with Trotsky or not?
Not exactly.
Good. And you agree to the need for vigilance?
Yes, absolutely. Resolute vigilance.
Here's a list of unreliable officers. I want them to be summoned here immediately.
Trotsky should be informed.
Trotsky does not understand. We do.
All the officers on your list are here, as you requested, Koba.
Why? What's the reason? We fought like hell for you, bastards!
The barge must not sink, Lenin. Be very careful. They'll all be lost. Be very, very careful.
Tsarist officers suspected of treason have drowned. Unfortunate accident. Replacing them with reliable elements. Now that's murder.
Murder. He says an accident. The officers were being held on a barge, and the barge sank.
And who put them on the barge? Irreplaceable professional officers. And who killed them? Stalin. I demand his immediate recall.
Stalin is a trusted comrade.
Replace him, or I resign. It's Trotsky or Stalin.
Trotsky or Stalin?
You don't understand. It must be Trotsky and Stalin. We need you both.
Trotsky never forgave my father. They avoided each other, even when living in the Kremlin apartments with the rest of the party leaders. It was there my parents celebrated their wedding.
Oh!
improved.
You're young. Our revolution is young. You'll both triumph.
Oh, Nikolai, always an optimist.
Yes, yes. An inclination to look on the bright side of things. Something you and I share. Nadia.
French champagne. Liberated from Prince Volkonsky's cellar.
Nikolai, you do the honor. Ah, Gregory Zinoviev. Nadia. Grisha.
Unfortunately, we couldn't liberate Volkonsky's crystal.
Smashed.
To life.
To life. To life.
Where are you going? Trotsky.
Kamenev and Zinoviev were intellectuals. My father didn't have their education or their manners. They looked down on him, and he knew it. They were on Trotsky's side. Trotsky was the son of a prosperous landowner who had enjoyed all the privileges of wealth and was looked upon by many as Lenin's heir apparent.
French novel? There's a better story in Bukharin's apartment. The mountaineer and Nadia Aliluyeva have got married. How is it you weren't invited?
Anything else?
No.
My mother was very much the new Soviet woman. She continued to work even after she was pregnant.
Comrades, are we going to stop making history because no one is here to record it?
Don't worry. It'll all be rewritten anyway.
Comrades, we have a one-point agenda today. The Secretariat. How can we improve its work?
What's wrong with its work?
Its function is growing faster than its structure. It's the practical problems of party organization. Dues, assignment of personnel membership. It's those poor devils on the Secretariat that have to deal with these things.
Well, we have it easy on the Politburo. All we have to do is think.
I think we should assign one of ourselves to the Secretariat as a General Secretary. That way we have direct organizational link. What about you, Comrade Trotsky?
Don't saddle me with the job. Saddle a mule. Saddle Stalin.
Please, 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 no personal remarks. Comrade Zinoviev, are you interested?
I nominate Stalin.
Stalin.
Yes, Stalin.
Would you accept Comrade Stalin?
If no one will do it, I will do it. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much.
May I change the subject, Comrade Lenin?
Please do.
The war's behind us. We're in a new period now. The police are supposed to be accountable, but they still do what they like. They still terrorize people.
True. I think Comrade Bukharin is right. No brutality should be allowed. Although there is no revolution possible without terror. What are you drawing there?
Little drawing.
Where's Koba?
What is it? What is the matter?
Koba! Koba!
It's Lenin. Lenin has had a stroke.
May I talk to him?
Since when do you ask permission?
Vladimir Ilyich.
Who authorized you to send this telegram?
What?
To Sergo Ordzhonikidze from the General Secretary.
Is that a copy?
You will thoroughly punish the following members of the Georgian Central Committee.
Where did you get that?
I know they got into an argument, but he slapped the man. A leading comrade. He struck him.
The man insulted Sergo.
A party member does not strike a party member. It is not permissible.
You're in pain?
Oh, no, it's nothing. It's nothing. You will order Sergo to apologize.
He's Georgian.
I'm referring this to the Control Commission.
Who gave you this telegram?
Who
told
just
you this?
Order Sergo to come back. Immediately.
Comrade,
Immediately.
What are they after with these stories? They want to turn you against me. They want to split the party. The doctors have told you to rest, to remain calm. Calm. Now, why do they excite you, these bastards? Why? To kill you, that's the reason. I will not allow this. I have one aim, one mission. To get Comrade Lenin back on his feet and able to lead us again. I'll send for the doctors.
The job nobody wanted put my father in charge of party security. He surrounded himself with ruthless men, hand-picked for their loyalty to him. Kaganovich was one of them.
Natasha is a Lenin switchboard. We will know about everyone who calls.
Who set this up?
I myself.
Who else knows about it?
No one.
Make sure.
Koba. You know, Kober, while Lenin is ill,
The country needs a leadership.
and Trotsky, of course, is ready to provide one.
And also, of course, he would never listen to anyone else's opinion.
Yours especially.
Not even ours. We have been thinking, until Lenin can return,
Restored, healthy, vigorous, and able to deal with all our terrible problems.
we could lead.
In the spirit of Lenin, of course.
We?
Comrade Stalin, Kamenev, and Zinoviev.
How many legs does a stool have?
Why,
3.
Oh. Because it cannot stand on one or two.
good. Good.
Good.
What are they plotting now?
Let them take me for a fool.
Comrade Trotsky, Lenin wants to see you. Good. He says you must stand against Stalin before it is too late. You must help Lenin now.
That's good. Tomorrow.
Where is he?
He's not to be disturbed.
What are you doing?
I'm just rereading my essays from 1903. They came out again. It is very interesting to see now how stupid we were at that time.
Those officials.
Yes. I'm reading official reports.
The doctors have
Are responsible to you. They do what you say.
Organizationally, yes, but medically, it's you they worry about.
They do not want you burdened.
Burden? Is it a burden to read newspapers? To even talk politics?
Newspaper?
Yes, real newspapers, not the kind you had printed for me. One single copy for Lenin. Single copies full of good news. What a waste of money just to keep me out of politics.
It's to help you recovery.
No, to keep me out of politics. So, I'm not to know what's going on in the country. I'm forbidden to read our own newspapers. Let Comrade Lenin read your fairy tales. What nonsense. What damn nonsense.
No, it's to speed your recovery. We need your recovery. We need Comrade Lenin's leadership.
How can Comrade Lenin lead if he's denied information?
Politics. Doctor's orders.
Doctor's orders? Not Stalin's orders? The situation in Georgia. You are Georgian.
It's all under control. There's nothing to worry about. Only your health. Why did you call Trotsky, you stupid bitch? Did you think that I wouldn't know? He's not to meet with Trotsky or anyone. What are you trying to do? To kill him? Pizda! Pizda 7 times.
My father understood how much the Russian soul craved a god, now that religion was illegal. It was his idea to embalm Lenin and have him placed on permanent display in Red Square.
Comrade Molotov, where is Comrade Trotsky? You were instructed to find him and bring him here. What happened?
I did reach him. I told him the funeral was yesterday. He was too far away to make it yesterday.
You lied to him. Why?
You told me you didn't want to have him here.
You were to admit that to no one, true or false.
True.
Then why are you telling it to me? You're a real idiot, Molotov. You will go far.
Leaving us. Comrade Lenin has ordered us to hold high and keep pure. The great calling of the party. Leaving us, Comrade Lenin has enjoined us to keep the unity of the party. Together we vow to keep and honor that commandment, Comrade Lenin. Beautiful flowers. Their life is too short.
What is it?
A telephone call about a letter.
What letter?
A letter that Lenin sent to the Central Committee to be opened after his death.
What does it say?
You know nothing about it.
No, nothing.
You worked with Lenin. You were close to him. You heard no one talking about it.
No.
You were asleep?
I know nothing about it. Joseph.
They got to him through that bitch Krupskaya. Trotsky. Here's Trotsky. Kamenev. Zinoviev. The three little yids.
Don't say that.
Mice. So the Georgian cat can make a deal with them, and then...
Comrade Lenin also wrote, Stalin is too rude, and this fault becomes intolerable in one who holds the office of General Secretary. Therefore, I propose to the comrades to consider a means of removing Stalin from the post and appointing another person more patient, more loyal, more attentive, and less
This is the end of Stalin.
Let Trotsky speak. Talk to them. You're the only one who can rid us of Stalin.
Let Zinoviev deliver the blow.
Please. For all of us, Lenin's words have special meaning and weight. But in the long period when Comrade Lenin was unable to lead, it fell upon us, Comrades Kamenev, Zinoviev, and Stalin, to provide collective leadership. Our experience makes me happy to say that Comrade Lenin's apprehensions are not well-founded. So I propose to maintain Stalin in his post.
This is an outrage.
All right.
Well said. Lenin was ill. Tear it up, comrades. Lenin was right. We should listen to Lenin. Let Trotsky speak.
Let us agree that Lenin did write those words.
He betrayed you.
Yes, comrades. I am rude to those who wreck and split the party. I have never concealed this, and I do not conceal it now. Not to be gentle is better, but it is not in me to be like that, Krupskaya. I am not free to desert my post. Twice I tried to resign, and twice I was told to remain at my post. I obey the party. It is my obligation. I remain at my post.
Trotsky wasted his last chance to stop my father. He underestimated the man he called a mule and a mountaineer.
Look at them conspiring. They play Trotsky against me, me against Trotsky. They think they'll wind up on top. I'll strike first.
Comrades! Look who they're shipping off! It's Trotsky! Lenin's friend! My father! Comrades, stop them! Oh, it's Trotsky! Lenin's friend! He's my father! I can't believe it!
No! It's my husband! My husband! No! Don't take him away!
He's betrayed!
What are you doing? Don't take him away! Stop them!
Trotsky, you know. It's a copy of Lenin's testament, as they're calling it. Printed in large numbers by a secret press in Leningrad.
Stalin is too rude. And what role did Zinoviev play in this matter?
Zinoviev?
He's party boss there. Do you think this could happen without his complicity?
I think he's on your side. He supported you against Trotsky.
A temporary maneuver. Sergo, I think if you go to Leningrad, maybe you could persuade the comrades there to get rid of Zinoviev. Find a replacement, a good communist. An attractive personality, but who? Who could we get?
Kirov?
Kirov. You worked with him in the Caucasus.
Yes, he really shook things up. A good man. People like him. Reads books, likes music, a well-rounded fellow.
It's very good, Sergo. Very good. Why didn't I think of him? Very good.
Comrade Kirov.
Comrade Kirov. Comrade Kirov.
Good. Good. Comrade, good to see you. Sergo. Comrade.
What do you got here? What is it? What? What is it? You killed it yourself, huh?
A single shot.
How far?
10 meters.
No, wait. You stood 10 meters away from this. I don't believe that. Who could do that? I mean, who could do it? Could you do it, Iron Pants? Wouldn't be iron in your pants, would it? Would it? Unbelievable. You're going to Leningrad to replace Zinoviev. Sergo's going too, and Kaganovich. I'm counting on you.
Aye.
10 meters. You shot this from 10 meters, Yagoda. 10 meters? Who could believe that? You have to admire a man like that. And watch him. And go to Leningrad and keep an eye on them. Especially Kirov.
My parents, my brother Vasily and I were on our way south to our winter home. We stopped at station after station so that my father could flex the party muscle for local officials who had been summoned there by regional party boss, Lavrenti Beria.
What is to be done? The harvests have been good. I could see the fields from the train. But the grain is not being delivered. Why is that? Is it because the peasants have been told they can, if they wait, obtain better prices and become richer at the expense of everyone else? No, who has told them this? Who?
Comrade Stalin, I'm not sure you understand the situation. The state offers low prices, unreasonably low prices. The state asks peasants to work for the benefit of the people in the cities.
There's grumbling in my district. Party officials who do not understand our peasants come to the villages threatening.
The peasants complain that when they sell their grain, they receive nothing in return. There is nothing for them to buy.
I asked what is to be done, and did you give me answers? No. Only complaints. Did you give me a solution? No. So I will give you mine. You will demand the surrender of all stocks of grain at existing prices. Anyone who refuses, you will confiscate his grain. You will bring anyone who opposes you to justice under Article 107 of the Criminal Code, which, I remind you, prescribes severe punishment for any kind of speculation. Those are your instructions. These measures will be applied throughout the Soviet Union. Thank you for your ideas.
%80 of the Russian population were farmers who lived and worked remote from party control. For my father, this represented a real danger. Those he could not control might later become enemies.
You're declaring war on the peasants, forcing them to give up their own land and move onto state collected farms. Already they're shooting their livestock, they're eating their seed grain. If you continue, there will be a famine.
Bukharin, you are too soft.
There are reports that some peasants have already been shot without trial. Thousands being sent off to labor camps. Why? Do we have to starve the country to feed the city? The Politburo never agreed.
I know everyone's position.
But Lenin always said in the party, we discuss and we debate.
Don't try to bring Lenin into this, Bukharin. I know Lenin.
been hoping you'd come.
So you're back. Good, good.
I have a message for you.
My wife delivered messages.
From an old woman.
My wife delivered messages from old women.
The train stopped at a station. On one side there was a freight train. Cars filled with people being deported. Bodies pitched out onto the rails. One station. How many more are there? A woman ran to me, begging me to tell Stalin, the great Stalin, that people were being starved to death. If only the great Stalin knew, then he would save his people. But here, you celebrate the 50th anniversary of the revolution, and Comrade Stalin feeds his friends while his people starve. Is this what the revolution was for? Oh!
My father called the famine a fairy tale, and sold to other nations the grain that would have saved his own people. He used the money to industrialize our nation of peasants. The people were pushed day and night to make themselves greater. Russia greater, Stalin greater.
Anna Mikhailovna, for years I've been waiting for you to be old enough to drink this.
Thank you, Uncle Sergei.
And this, Nikolai, is for you. What? What's that? A horse. I had this creature in the sights of my gun, but he looked straight in my eyes. There is a Renaissance man, he said. You should take me as a present.
Tell the truth, Kirov. You were scared to death.
You tell the truth. How did you win this girl?
It was I who won him, and it wasn't easy. I pretended I was younger than he was. So it's I who will make a toast now. To Nikolai, my gentle, open-hearted husband, who believes in the goodness of people because he is good.
To Nikolai. Another guest.
Bukarchi, congratulations. You forgot. Congratulations. Did you think you could marry our Nikolai and Stalin not know about it? Nikolai, you've outgalloped me again. We all love your Nikolai. Stalin loves him. Lenin loved him. My dearest Nadia loved him. Is that not so? Beautiful bride, and I wish you both the greatest happiness. Kirov, may we talk? You sent your brother's deputy to Leningrad.
What for?
There are people out to get you. No, believe me. Believe me. Unsuspected by you. Trusted by you.
You have placed one of your own men in Leningrad?
The Central Committee?
The Central Committee have, without consulting me, sent a man to NKVD in Leningrad?
He will be deputy to your man Medvedev.
Thank you, Comrade Stalin. I have to get back to Leningrad.
Kirov was a popular man. People who had turned against my father and his methods saw Kirov as their best hope for salvation. And my father knew it.
I encountered Comrade Kirov last night. A very popular man, isn't he?
Yes?
In Moscow as well as in Leningrad.
Yes.
And deservedly so. He's an exceptional leader, always considerate, and always decisive.
Yes.
Do you think he is aware of it?
Aware of what, Comrade Stalin?
The conspiracy to make him General Secretary instead of me.
It's hard to know, Comrade Stalin.
It's your business to know.
In the car, Comrade Kirov. At least draw the curtains. For safety.
For safety, my friend, I have you.
Comrade Medvedev, NKVD.
You were in charge of Comrade Kirov's security.
Yes, Comrade Stalin.
Comrade Nikolai, why did you kill Comrade Kirov? Why?
I...
Don't lie. You can't lie to Comrade Stalin. You didn't act alone. Now, who helped you?
Comrade, be good.
Never saw Comrade Yegoda before today. You never saw Comrade Yegoda before today. Is that true? It was someone else who approached you, who knew you hated Comrade Kirov, one of Zenovia's people, right? But you can't remember who. You need help in remembering. You've arrested your wife, your mother. Now you want to release, don't you? We'll send you to a new place, new home, new party car. You'll be very comfortable.
But what am I going to remember?
What you're told, names, places, everything you've forgotten.
Get this confession and get the rest of the edge off.
Come on, Grisha. Come with me. Come on, Grisha.
First they tell of Kirov was killed by a personal enemy acting alone. Now they say it was a conspiracy.
It probably was a conspiracy.
But whose? It's like the burning of the Reichstag. The Nazis do it themselves and blame it on the Reds.
What are you saying?
Grisha. Why won't he come to me?
A fox has a mind of its own. Even a red fox.
It was now a crime to criticize my father or his policies. It became treason.
Bukharin is my daughter, and his beautiful young wife, and his fox.
He calls his fox Grisha. Your name's Zinoviev.
It's a common name.
Yes, of course. But, admit that Bukharin named his fox after you.
Admit it. Possibly. But he never told me.
Admit it.
Yes.
Yes, he named his fox after you.
Yes? Bukharin named his fox after me.
See, it's easy to tell the truth. So why do you keep lying to Comrade Yegoda and Yezhov? Are they being too kind to you?
But let me tell you from experience we shared, the Tsar's police were gentle compared to...
And where is the Tsar now?
But you know us. We all stood side by side to overthrow the old regime. We stood side by side to build a new.
Under the inspired leadership of Lenin and
How
Tsar.
can anyone believe that we will conspire with Trotsky to kill Comrade Kirov?
Traitors. These tell how Comrade Zinoviev and Kamenev
Went along with Trotsky.
How did you come by these confessions? How were they obtained?
We can't tell you, Koba.
Perhaps they don't understand the law. Measures against crime among minors.
Children of 12 and over are subject to all measures of criminal punishment, including...
Including death. Yes. Including death. Tell Comrade Kamenev about the evidence against his son.
Your son has been on lookout near Comrade Stalin's new dacha outside Moscow.
Preparing an attempt on Stalin's life.
Impossible. He's only 14.
Evidence.
Fabrications.
Evidence.
My son would never.
How can you ask us to say that we scheme with Hitlerites? Who would believe that?
Anyone who hears or reads your confession. And everyone in the world will hear and read and believe.
Shut down.
You must be shot!
Shed the blood of old comrades. Is that what you want, Yezhov?
If we agree, you promise that no other old comrades will be executed.
Their families will not be harmed.
The families, that's important.
And our lives too?
Of course, all that goes without saying.
God, they promised to this old office.
We were promised our lives if we confessed.
Comrade Stalin has revoked his promise.
Grisha, shut up! Be brave! Show them how men who stood with Lenin can die.
Not possible!
Anatomically.
Could you do that?
No. Let us do honor to Nikita Gorustyev, party boss of Moscow. You've come a long way from the Ukraine, Nikita. Builder of our glorious metro! To our Nikita! It's raining.
Show me your hands, Nikita. Dirt under the fingernails. Oh. Can you imagine he comes to Stalin's table with dirt under his fingernail?
Very bad.
Been working in the field.
Listen to these gentlemen. Their hands are clean, their nails are manicured. Look. These hands don't do work anymore. These hands are the hands of a gentleman. Put all your hands out. All these gentlemen's hands have forgotten their proletarian origins. Nikita.
I finished
Do Zinoviev again. Do the Yid #1 again.
Accuse Bukhari. You have heard. The other defendants testified
that you were part of a conspiracy under the direction of the arch-traitor Trotsky to overthrow the Soviet regime. To this end, numerous acts of terrorism have been committed, including the murder of Sergei Kirov, and even the planning of the assassination of Comrade Stalin.
What a miserable gang of traitors. I've been listening in my office. What a miserable gang of traitors.
Confession is good for their souls.
And now Bukhari. The climax of our play.
I beg you to spare my wife and child.